another free browser game. This one is called Fractory. This is a somewhat older game, I think. I don't know, I played it years ago, so it must be somewhat old. Again, doesn't have great instructions on how to play it. You start with some mana, you're generating 50 mana a tick, you want to get some Arcana, and we've got this stuff going on. So, I'll link the game below. If you want to try it out without spoilers, feel free to check it out, pause the video, whatever. See what you can figure out on your own. Alright, I like playing games where you get to click around, figure things out, see what things make numbers go up. So, the basic thing, starting out, is that there are blue crystals and there are purple crystals. Blue crystals create more mana. This is what's giving us 50 mana per second, and it can put out light beams. So now we're generating 58. So the more expensive this costs, up to 1k, means it has less stuff on there. It's more of a clean crystal. But early game, we don't really want clean crystals. So I want something closer to 500 cost. 590. There we go. So that tells me they can have up to 100 stats. This one has 40 flaw, which is the red. That does nothing. And then 39 glow. Glow is what we want. This one has 32 glow. This one will have less. 31 glow. Close. So we're looking for... And it costs nothing to reroll. Things around 500. I do want some of this Arcana. But Arcana costs mana. And we can spend that Arcana to enchant. And when we do that, if we spend 1.6k, then I can ascend and get a talent point. So we'll put this here, put another one here. We'll just level this stuff up a bunch. So now we're getting 130, 48, not great. Early on, there isn't much we can do except for look for decent crystals. This will change. This was a 500 cost, so you know it's almost full. So yeah, we're looking for cheap ones. I passed on a 600. Right now, it doesn't really matter how we connect the light beams. We just have to get them connected. But the game gets complicated very quickly. I do have to actually connect them, though. Turn them on. We could get some more purple. And this could be a mix of purple and blue. It can be a mix of other stuff. It's complex, so it can have everything that we have unlocked, but currently we only have these two unlocked. Spend these. I can now ascend for 1 point. Ascending for 1 point won't get me much. But that's okay, because this isn't my real save. This is an incognito tab with a fresh instance of the game, because it takes way too long to ascend multiple times. And it's not super exciting to watch. It's fun to figure out. Kind of. It's kind of a pain. So how much to ascend for 4 points? 7.75k more. So we could get that. Now I'm spending more than I'm making. Once you get to like 0 mana, you can't afford to buy these, which gets annoying. But we're just going to ascend anyways. You can always reset points. Right now I have 0 points, 0 spent. So yeah, we will ascend. Now, I've got 4 points, which lets me unlock waxing, conductivity, so that's it, just those 2 gem types. Fractals, bigger inventory. Bigger inventory is right here, these 4 slots. And that's all of my points. These 4 are complicated. They're like at the point in the game where for my main playthrough, I need to learn to use these 4. But they're beyond me. So now, if I re-roll this, we see things with green and with yellow. Those are the 2 new ones. those do things. So yeah, and again, you would start out by getting your mana generation up, but this time, using these two new things, you can create better crystals and try and generate more mana. And each ascension, you're basically trying to make better and better crystals to generate exponentially more mana to unlock more things that let you make better crystals. Yeah, that's basically everything that we do. We've got chill music playing. This. So instead of having, these were the 4 that we had unlocked right there. Right now, I have a bunch of stuff unlocked. I want to ascend with like 20 or more. So let's quickly spend... Okay, we got 20. It would cost 173 SP more, and I make 1.48 SP. I don't know what that is. Septillion? I think maybe that's septillion per tick. Big thing is, I'm currently level 58, and if I ascend right now, I'll gain 20 more. At level 60, I unlock Prism. I'm hoping I'm close to unlocking everything. We'll see. Okay, and I'm gonna ascend with reset so that I get all of these back. What did I just do? Okay, the game just took a second. Seal unlocks at 80. Now I kind of wish that I had waited. I wonder if I refresh, will it have already saved? Ooh, it didn't save. That's a little bit cheaty. But if I get 22 levels instead of 20, then I could be 80 and unlock Seal too. Because I don't know what Seal does. I don't know what Prism does. These are beyond me. So I think I'm going to wait out 2 more levels because it won't take that long. And I'll come back to the video when I'm ready to reset. So back in a minute. Full screen. All right, much better. We're back. We're ready to ascend with 22 levels so that I get... What was the other one? We'll find out in a second. Bam. Purity comes at 90. That's okay. 22 levels is a good number. We got Seal. We got Shimmer. We got Prism. These are 3 new ones that I don't know what do yet. So you have to put 1 point in all of these to actually have them start to show up here. But early on, I don't want all of them in the pool. I want Radiance. I want Glow. Glow already shows up. I want Brilliance. I'm okay with Power, with Vivivity. Could get Shine and Lens. That's a little bit too much. Let's just take those to start with. So like this is a decent one, but we need it to have blue on there. This one has too much purple. And also kind of not enough. So what this one does, Radiance buffs 146% of all other stats on this crystal to immediately downstream crystals. So the only problem is its other stats are only 6 and 3. 6 Arcana and 3 Glow. But you can see those values in teal here. Flaw does nothing. Flaw is the red stuff. So you can see the flaw here. This one's okay. So I want this number to be higher. Much higher. Also, I would like to put points in fractals. We want fractals. I want at least 2 points, but probably 3. I definitely want to max out complex, max out blanks. I don't care too much about simples. Maybe I do, but I don't think I do. It's not worth the points. I'm going to play with these 4. I'm going to need some inventory. And then the rest of the points I'd like to spend in here. Even though I have a lot of points, still, the points help a lot. Right off the bat, we'll just put that up to 5 points, and that gets my multiplier here a lot better. So what I'm looking for is this. That did not get it up by as much. Oh, because there's like no actual stats on here. Because it's close to a 500 cost. Like, this one would be really good. It has a good number of stats. A lot of it's flawed, though. Why is it so crappy? Who knows? Okay. Spend the points here. And vivivity, power. Alright, so now my game plan is I have over 10,000. I can make a fractal. A fractal lets me go inside of here. In the Ascension, I would like conductivity. So now we're going to look for a conductive one. I should have taken that green one that was there. This one has conductivity 1. That's what that yellow is. And what that does is it lets me steal things from one gem, or from one crystal, and put them onto another. So this has 16 flaw. That's going to take a while. 15 flaw, 14 flaw. So I took a blank crystal, and I'm transferring the flaw from this one downstream. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No more flaw. So the flaw has been removed from that. I can throw this away because I have enough mana that I can waste it. We'll take another blank. I'm just looking for this, bam. For this to get moved, this is vivivity. Vivivity, yes. And this one's brilliance. Brilliance increases mana generation by 165%, but requires glow on the same crystal. Vivivity increases mana and Arcana generation by 81%, requires glow and or Arcana to be on the crystal. So these both multiply the amount of mana that like this would create. This one has a bunch of flaw again. I should look for, another one of these. So I could take this one away, but this one here, this has 18 conductivity, so now it'll transfer stuff more quickly. I'm waiting for that red to disappear. 8, 7, no, it's still transferring it very slowly. Okay. We'll work on that. We're gonna work on that very soon. Okay, so right now, I'm making this path longer so that it doesn't pull stuff from this onto this gem. And what I want to do is pull the flaw off of this one. I should have checked how much it had. 13. This one has 43. That's a lot of flaw. Bam. I don't need this conductivity because I already have one of that. Oops, that's okay, we're throwing it away. So now I have a pure... Oh no, I do need conductivity. I meant I don't need the brilliance. I want 2 of these. Bam. So now I can throw this away. We're looking for something that I don't have yet. Waxing. There's waxing. So what waxing does... Waxing permanently increases the highest stat on immediately downstream crystals by 2 per tick. Costs mana while connected. So now this one is going up. Conductivity of 48, 50, 52... So yeah, that is helpful. Because now I can transfer stuff off of there more quickly. So like while this is going, I could start transferring the stats off of this one. And I don't need the bottom 2. Why is it going so slow? Because there's a lot of flaw. I don't know why it's going so slow. This one's at 100. It transfers 10 per tick. I would think it should be transferring a lot of that. Oh, right, this one's already... There we go. This one has radiance, so it was sending stats down the line to this one, and this one was trying to pull off... I don't know. There was some weirdness going on. Sometimes the gem interactions can be complicated. I would like 2 copies of this one, too. Because then it can upgrade itself. It's slowly upgrading itself, but that's fine. You can go in the trash now. So I want this one here. You here. So I can swap these out. I might actually make a 3rd one of these. And I'll throw it away later. Or what am I doing? You have to go here. Bam. So now... they're all kind of boosting each other. And I can have a super booster in a second. Okay, so these are both 100 boosters, or waxing. So they will wax this one really quick. Which is nice because now I think I've got enough of my setup that I just want 1 point in everything. Which means it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to pull stuff off, but not too much. So what is this one? This is a new one. Seal. Increases all other stats of this crystal by 138% if there are no immediately downstream crystals. So this works if it's an end crystal. That's nice. Okay, I would like Seal to come over here. So first I have to pull off all the junk. Bam. So we have a 100 seal. I get this one. Except this one's tricky. Because it has this one, which pulls stats off of things, if I leave this path open, it would start pulling this waxing onto this one. So I have to make a shorter path. These yellow ones aren't active. So now it'll work fine. And what this one does is it permanently increases max refinement on immediately downstream crystals up to 2 times the normal value. So this now has a capacity of 200. So that one is pretty useful. So if I put this here, it'll start increasing both of these. I want a second one of these as well. There are a few of these that I want 2 of. And the reason I want 2 of those is so that one of them can upgrade the other. It can be nice to have one that's half waxing, half imbuing, so that they both increase the maximum and fill it up. But that's only if you want pure gems, which early on pure gems are good. Later on, not so much. So we'll get these to 200. Fill this one up. And these are almost at 200. New song. So all of this is just setting up to be able to make a decent gem, to be able to get a higher grade gem because a grade 2 costs 5.3 million, grade 3 costs 65, grade 4 costs 0.98 quadrillion, or grade 5 costs 5.63 quintillion, but it can hold 10 billion stats instead of 100. Okay, what is this? Prism grants 187% of each stat of a single immediate upstream crystal as a buff to each immediately downstream part, excluding Prism. Of each stat of a single immediately. That sounds good. Bam. And if I want to make a copy of this, all I do, bam. And then swap them out so that this one gets filled. And if I wanted this to be a 200, I would just do that. And it'll slowly go up to 200. But that's not a priority right now. Okay. I don't actually need 2 of these. We're looking for... What am I looking for at this point? This one is nice. Ooh, I like this one. Shine. Shine and lens. Okay, that's probably all of the flaw. Right, it's going to be hard to pull things because lens copies... I don't know, because there's weird interactions. So basically I want to do that. I do want that one. We can throw this out now. Bam. I want that one. Yeah. So lens buffs the crystal stats by 62% of each stat of each immediately upstream part, excluding lens. So that's a fun one. And then Shine buffs all stats on immediately downstream crystals, all stats, by 300%, except Shine. So you want one of these buffing your, like, crazy gem that's going to send out stats to everything else. No, you want this on the one that's going to send out everything else. You want this on, like, both of these on a central one. I'm trying to think through what I want in a gem. I haven't put a ton of thought into it. A little bit. So one thing I definitely need is the mana off of this. So we'll take a mana gem. I still need purple Arcana too. There's Arcana. Is that everything I need? I'm not sure. There's so many gems. This one is another that acts kind of like conductivity, except it doesn't remove the stat that it's taking. It just copies it. It's like a subtle difference, but meaningful. So that's all that I want. So right now, if this one had room on it, this would be copying this green waxing stat onto this gem. But I don't have room. Okay, is there anything else? I think that's everything. It's at least enough to create one decent mana gem. So to create a decent mana gem, I can't afford a grade 2. No, 10 million. Okay. No, this one's missing. I would like this one. Except this one does craziness. Crap. Right. can I actually get this one? I have to be able to. Yeah, we'll get it. Bang. There it is. So what this one does is permanently increases flux on immediately downstream crystals by 6 per tick. When a downstream crystal's flux exceeds the single immediately upstream crystal's total base stats, the flux is converted into the upstream crystal's base stats. Ugh, super confusing. So this one is used for duplicating gems. The only limitation is like if I'm trying to duplicate onto a 100 refinement crystal, then the thing it's copying can only be 99 at max, which is a little bit of a pain. Okay, for this first gem, I actually want a kind of weak one of these. So these are all... So this one's at 2. 14. 14... No. There we go. So this copies 5 per tick now. 5 per tick seems like plenty. And what I want to do, I would like a blank crystal that has 200 capacity. Is that what I want? Actually, it's not. Let's just do a 199 or a 100 capacity. Yeah, now that I think about it. Okay, so I want to put a tiny bit of this blue. Let's put 10. 10 blue. Perfect. We want to put some of this. Holy, it put more of that because shine buffs the downstream, so it buffed this. Oops. I always forget the interactions these things have. Perfect. Vivivity is on there. Brilliance. I accidentally put 10 brilliance. Okay, I'm seeing one that's missing. Powerful. Ooh, what was that red one? Okay, so there are 2 that are missing at least. There was a third. I saw it down in the bottom. I thought that it was flawed, but it wasn't. No, maybe that was just this. There's also this one, infusing, but we're not dealing with infusing yet. Okay, what is that crystal? That is Shimmer. Increases all of the stats of this crystal by 216% for each stat additively other than Shimmer on this crystal. I would like that one too. This game. There's way too many stupid things. Here. Just pull off that Shimmer. There we go. Don't... Wait! The other stat that was on there was powerful. Oops. I screwed up. That's the one that I was looking for. I'm trying to remember what these things look like, even though I just saw it. Saw it for a split second. We're looking for... that green one right there. Okay, why is this going so slow, kind of, but... There we go. Okay. So switch this back out so that they don't transfer too quick. And now, where's our super gem? Right there. So ideally, I don't want this to get all the way to 100. But if it does, I can transfer some of it back off. I'm going to put a tiny bit of Arcana on there. Got the Arcana on. Do I have lens? I don't have lens. We could put that on there. Why? Because I don't have this on there. Okay, lens. Lens is on there. Could put crystal seal. We'll put 5 of it on there. Okay, so this is up to 75. Nope, hit that off. 85. Oops, put 2 of it on there. Okay, 85, that means I can have 2 other things. Is there anything else I'm missing? This one. $90. One more. I'm missing this purple one down at the bottom. I don't care much about that one. Do I have this on there? Prism. I don't think I do. Okay, Prism is my last one. 95. So that's it. So now, what I want... I'm going to turn this off for a second. I want these 2 gems. I want to get out of here. And we want to create another fractal. Fractals are just good for keeping things organized. I want this one to go here. We went from 1.27 to 1.47. If I just put down any crappy gem, it should shoot up when I give it power. 3.65. But what I really want is a blank right here. This one has 100. This has 95. So when I put this, once this gets to 100, it should make a perfect copy of this. Plus 5, whatever it's called. 5 flux. And then, when I do that, my numbers should start to go up higher. So yeah, just keep making copies of this. If I cut it off, like right there, then it'll stay at 95 instead of being 100 with the 5 flux. Not that it matters much. Now my number is up to 58.9k. Because I put this one buffing this one, which buffs this one. If I put another one here, it'll get buffed. At some point, I could start putting bigger gems now. They cost 10 million, so not yet. So I can let both of these buff this one. That gets me up to 240k. And now I could start spending some of this to get 525% bonus to some of these things. Because once I get 10 million, which we're past 10 million now, then I can go up to the next gem level. Really, I need to up the purple stuff, the Arcana. Because Arcana is what I'm spending to upgrade these. But mana is what I'm spending to buy the next tier gem. So right now, I could take this one and put it onto a big gem, and every time it gets 100, it'll sit there and fill this up, so that the stats will become crazy on this one. But that's... like, really, I want a bigger one of these. To do that, let's get out of here. Well, no, because... okay, this doesn't currently have any flux on it, so I want to trash that. Go here. Bam. Do that. So now, every time it... yeah, I need a bigger blue one. So we're gonna go get a bigger blue one. We come back into my little, like, factory area. And copy it onto this one that has 10,000 space. Much better. Except we should be copying with this, but that's okay. So now the problem is that these are going to take forever to buff it. So to fix that, we copy these onto a bigger one. Put you back. This one can go in the garbage now. This one has a decent number. You can go in the garbage. So as this one gets closer to 10k, it'll start filling up this one more quickly. Then I can throw this one back here. Basically, I want to replace all the crappy ones with good ones. We'll get rid of this one too. And I'll just throw out the extra one. There we go. Now I've got a bunch of these all buffing each other. Put you in the back. And this is spending a bunch of mana, but the mana doesn't really matter now that we're making a good amount. Well, it does, because I want to get to higher tiers. Which costs 10 quintillion. But 100 billion is almost within reach to get to the grade 3. Which would be nice, because that has 1 million stats instead of 10,000. If I could just skip a level, that would be useful. This is fine though. The main thing is I can get up this blue one. We throw out the crappy blue one. I don't think I need you, but I guess we'll keep it for now. Zoom out. So now, if I put this here, your stats should shoot up by bigger and bigger amounts very quickly. Bam. So now this is a good gem. Throw you out. Make a copy of the good gem very quickly. Throw you out. And by doing that, I'm now getting 1 trillion per tick. And I could get that higher by making more of these. But I can also start copying it immediately onto the grade 3. This is actually kind of hard to figure out the first few times through. I've just kind of got it down now, but not really. I should be making machines using relays, capacitors, hoppers, conduits that do all of this for me, but that's still beyond me. So to get to a grade 4, I need a quadrillion. Oh, okay. So now I can get straight to a grade 4. Throw you out. Grade 5, 10 quintillion. I'm just being lazy. I should go back and just make a grade 4 blue gem right now. but I'd rather just make a grade 5 blue gem if I can. And it might be doable. There's so much space on this. You can see how much I'm filling up of it. That tiny sliver. I think I'm gonna have to go. We'll see. If I put this one here. No, we can get to 10 quintillion maybe. And then once I get to the grade 5 gem, I should redesign this to be way more efficient. And then ideally you would have like good crystals that are good at being on the outside, different ones that are good at being in the middle. All kinds of craziness to actually optimize it. So far, I'm not doing that at all. Okay, this one has 210k, this only has 100. What does this one have? 600k, but it's just flux. How do you just have flux? Because it doesn't actually copy things until I reach 731,000? Oh, I'm putting blank crystals in all of these slots. I'm stupid. That's why we're not shooting up. Those are all blanks. Now this has some stats on it. So it doesn't actually copy this one's stats until the flux exceeds this one's stats. So now it copied it. Now it copied it. Now it copied it. They were all close. Ooh, if I leave this here for a bit. So the nice thing is this one has a lot of shine on it, which multiplies the stats on this one, which means that this one will start copying stuff over to this one more quickly if I put more shine over here. So now I'm getting 2.78 quintillion per second. So we can get a grade 5, which is the highest I've never had a grade 5 in this game. This reset just unlocked them. That's a lot of stats available. This one doesn't have a ton. This one has more. So ideally, I'd want to make this into a big one. But I also want to go copy this onto a grade 5. I have to go repeat my earlier process, basically. What did I do with it? Okay. Thought I threw it in the trash. I've done that before many times. I think I'm going to want my inventory spots, so let's go get those. So I have room. I'd like more inventory spots. So you go here. You go here. Bam. So now the problem is we need these to be stronger as well. We need everything to be stronger. Always. So I'm repeating my same process, but at least I'm getting to skip from a tier 2 straight to a tier 5. That is helpful. I find it helpful. So this one's already got 25k on it. Okay. So these guys will all buff each other. I just have to take this front one every once in a while and throw it to the back so that it buffs these two by more. 10 billion. It's going to take a little while to get there, but we'll get there. Eventually. Except they will start eating massive amounts of mana. Probably long before they get to 10 billion. They might exceed 4.35 quintillion. I'm not sure. Again, I haven't played with crystals this large. This is all new to me. I do see this number climbing quickly, though. I could be upgrading this one, too. 206,000. 600. So even if I just go back and copy those other ones that I have right now, I could up this number by a lot. Might go do that. I could do it. So I could leave one of these over here. If I put this here, you can go in the trash now. Put you here. Bam. So I could leave this one getting upgraded and just take this one with me. Oh, you have 12 million. You go there. We'll do it like that so that I can leave this one too. Okay. Come back over here. And I want this to get to big numbers. So right now, this one has 3.49 million. This one already has 38 million. So we can swap them. Bam! This one has 100 million. And I don't even want it.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful.
I'm just putting these over here so that we get this up. But really, we want to start copying to this guy.
Discovery, Houston.
There we go. Now we're getting big numbers.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I don't really want it to be at 10 billion because then I can't keep copying it. I want it just short of 10 billion. All the rest of them can go to 10 billion, but not this one. Did I screw this one up? Flux, 7.51 billion. I think I did. So let's just put a fresh one here. So this one will stay 0 until it reaches 9.46 billion. 9.46 billion. So we're at 0.98 OC. 3.37 OC. That's what I'm talking about. And what I really want to do is go grab that other crystal of resonance, and switch these out. We'll do that shortly. Okay, these are already going quicker now. I mean, this is already a massive number. That's enough that I could ascend if I just go spend some stuff. Well, if I was converting it into Arcana. Where's Arcana? Lots of clicking. I'm guessing this will go up to like level 140 or something, but maybe not. No, it won't go that high. Because I don't have enough Arcana. So I do need to put more purple onto my super gem. It's making tons of mana, but not nearly enough purple stuff. If I get all of these level... God, I need an auto clicker for this. There's no way to, like, mass buy. If I get all of these to be, like, past level 100, then it'll multiply this number and this number by a crazy amount. The main thing, though, I have enough now that I can start trying to build machines. To ascend, it costs 0.94 OC. I'm making tons of mana. I could easily be making the Arcana. But my next ascension, I want to be able to make crazy gems. And to make crazy gems, I have to stop doing these processes manually. So the next step in this game that I haven't gotten to yet, let's go unlock fractals. Fractals. So if I use a tier 4 fractal, it can go here. This is level 0, whatever. But tier 4 could also go inside of a tier 4, which can go inside of another tier 4, which could go inside of another tier 4, and that's it. If you try to place something when it can't fit, the game kind of just screws up. And you have to, like, drag it. It's actually over here, but there's a graphic glitch. If something's really screwing up for you, you just hit save and then F5 to refresh, and it'll fix it. That does happen sometimes. And then to get out of here, it's zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. So what I'm looking for now, there are... So if I try to do power from here, it would have to come through this fractal. To show you guys how... Right. And it would actually have to come through this fractal, which would actually have to come through this fractal. So now the power comes all the way through to this fractal. And one of the crazier things, you can pick up these fractals and move them around. So now I'm back out on my tier 0 grid. So I like to build things in fractals because they let you, like, pick things up, reorganize them. But these are tier 1s. So a tier 1 cannot have something else inside of it. I'm wrong. A tier 1 just can't go inside of a tier 1. A tier 2 could. It's easier to just use the highest tier that you can afford. Okay, but if I come into here, if I take, like, let's create a path. If I take a hopper right now, bam, it's going to pull these gems out of my inventory to fill any downstream nodes until it runs out of them. And then there's also something where it'll pull an upstream one into my inventory. I still don't really know how machines work yet. So this one pulled this one over here, which went into there. If I put this here, it gets pulled. So what conduits do, each tick after all other actions moves an immediately upstream crystal to the next empty downstream node. Block other crystals from moving crystals past it. Hopper, after all actions, pulls things out of the inventory, moves an immediately upstream crystal to the next empty inventory slot. So yeah, this one is upstream, so it moved it into the next inventory slot. If it was not improved this tick, then moves the first crystal in your inventory to the next empty downstream node. So if I did this, it pulls it out. If I do that, if I do that, if I do that. So now if I put a conduit right here, This would work, except that this is going downstream the wrong direction. Huh. And that's always going to be the case. You have to have two, like, equidistant ones. Huh. Okay. So yeah, we've looked at conduit, we've looked at hopper, kind of. Relay passes effects from upstream directly downstream. Passes through empty crystals in other relays. Cannot fork. I'm still wrapping my head around what relay does. Capacitor does the same thing as conduit, except this one always just moves it. This one only moves it if it's done being improved. So in theory, I could create machines using these four that do what I was doing here manually, like I was swapping this out. So if I wanted to make a copy of this, I was putting a blank into here. Then I was taking this, moving it over to here. So I could have one machine that just does this upgrade part, maybe. And then I could have another machine that copies things onto a blank. And I could have another one that, like, every crystal that I pass through it, crap, it just put that into the hopper because I left the hopper powered on. I don't even know where that went, but yeah. Having multiple hoppers running at once would be very confusing because they can pull and put things into here. But you can also pass gems from one fractal to the next and throw a fractal right here. So, like, there's some craziness that could happen for sure. If I throw this out, put a fractal here, I could say, give me conduit, give me conduit, give me conduit. Bam, bam, bam. So now, if I place something right here, it goes into that fractal and comes out over here. And then inside of this fractal, I could have another fractal like right here where it's going into that, pulling it back out from that. So I really like the idea of these fractals. It's just kind of beyond me to figure out how they work. So if anybody else ends up playing this game, I would be really curious to see, like, first you're going to have to wrap your head around all of the stuff that I kind of skipped, I kind of showed, but mostly skipped. Like, how to get to this point. It's a little bit trickier than... I think it's a little bit trickier than I made it appear. But yeah. If anybody plays far enough that they start making machines, which really you could do as soon as you're making like 10k mana, so you could do it after your first Ascension. But you want to unlock all the pieces, kind of, so that you can make super gems so that these can do crazy things. I would be very curious to see, either like on the Discord or in Reddit, post some kind of picture letting me know what you did with these, because I'm super curious. I'm planning on playing with this, but I've been planning on doing that for a while. Coming up with some things that these could do to be able to automatically do crazy stuff with gems, or with crystals. Alright, so yeah. Holy crap. Hour long of me babbling about this game. I like this game. I think that does it for this video. I might come back if I come up with cool machines. Or this might be it. It might just be a one-off video. So yeah, that does it for this one. Thanks for watching. Quick add-on to the end of the video. Alright, so I made a super gem, copied it a bunch. My super gem has a bunch of stats. Whole bunch of stuff. And I'm now getting what I assume is like 70 or 1.12 uber decillion, some big number per second. Am I waiting for this 129 to get one more? I might do that. That's still like 60 seconds away, but I think it's worth it. So let's spend a little bit. I just want to see when I ascend with these 38, if I finally unlock everything. If after level 100, if that's it. Hopefully. I don't know. I'm really curious how far this game goes. What else do I spend on? I care about Prism a little bit. Shine and Power are both really good. Vivivity is really good. I went and spent these talent points on Shine, seems to be top priority. Vivivity, second priority. Power, third. I think. At some point, they have to stop introducing new types. It feels like I'm almost there. It has to be so close at this point. How much more do I need to spend? 40.8. We can do that. $3.27. Let's find something right there. 3.27. 0.98. There we go. We're there. Reset the points. Let's do it. None! We've done it! So now I just have more talent points, but let's see. I just want to know, there was Purity and then there was Gleam. So if anyone is wondering, I just want to see what those are. Purity, Gleam. I already had Reflection. I think? Resonance? Reflection. I don't know if I had those. Here, let's just get that down and re-roll this. We're looking for the new ones. This is a new one. Gleam. Increases all of their stats of this crystal by 455% for each step away this crystal is from the core. That plus having some 6 levels of fractals and 6 levels of complex. Ooh. That's interesting. What is this other one? This is Purity. Increases the highest stat on this crystal by 100% if it is at least 50% of the total base stat on this crystal. That could result in really big numbers if you make specialized gems. Okay, what was the other that I wanted to look at? Gleam, Resonance, Reflection. So this one was Purity. This one was Gleam. Okay, this one is Resonance. Oh, and this is Reflection. Okay, so I have now seen every gem type, or every crystal type. So the only reason to go further would be to get really big numbers. And the only reason I'm really interested in doing that is if I can show them off to like compete with somebody else. So if anyone else plays this game and goes for big numbers, I will try and create machines and big crystals that do crazy things and try and get an even bigger number than you. So share if you do play the game and how far you get. All right? That really does it for this video. And once again, thanks for watching.